What's up guys, it's me TagV and welcome to another scary video. Today we're gonna talk about SCP, which is what does SCP stand for? SCP Foundation. They keep a lot of monsters in it. Today I'm actually gonna talk about SCP-096. This one was recommended to me by Bridget Bewley. Sorry if I butchered your name. She recommended on the Kune Kune video, not the remake, the one that sucked. I'm taking her suggestions because that's what good communities do, right guys? So yeah, today we're gonna talk about SCP-096. Let's get it. SCP-096, also known as the Shy Guy, is an elusive class object contained by the SCP Foundation. It is mainly known for its psychoanalytical appliance and screams. So I'm gonna play SCP's 096 scream, and the second audio clip is gonna be a scream when it's enraged. Have a listen. That out of the way, let's head on to the biography. SCP-096 spends most of its days pacing the eastern walls of its containment chamber. At the exact moment that anyone views SCP-096's face or sees it directly or in a photo or video, though artistic renderings have no effect, SCP-096 will cover its face with its hands, screaming and crying, showing extreme emotional distress. After 1 to 2 minutes, SCP-096 will stand up and begin to run to the person that saw its face. Nothing can impede SCP-096's path to the person who saw SCP-096's face. When SCP-096 reaches its target, it will kill them without failing. SCP-096 will kill victims in an unclear way which leaves no trace of the victim's body. It is somewhat implied that it eats them after killing. After killing its victim, SCP-096 will return to its docile state. SCP-096 will then attempt to return to its natural habitat. A researcher in the SCP Foundation created a device to make containing SCP-096 easier by identifying and scrambling the image of SCP-096's face. It was tested when SCP-096 entered its agitated state and breached containment due to a semi-professional mountaineer who had a picture taken in the 90s, which I will show right now, capture SCP-096's face far in the background in 4 pixels, evidently noticing the pixelated abnormality. SCP-096's cross-country beeline to reach the mountaineer caused a high number of civilian deaths along the way when more civilians saw its face as it passed. The device failed, apparently due to the wearer's brains receiving 1 nanosecond of SCP-096's unscrambled facial image before the image was scrambled. After killing the last of its victims, SCP-096 was recaptured by placing a bag on its head to prevent further viewing of its face. The researcher was then tasked with terminating SCP-096 at all costs. The appearance of SCP-096. SCP-096 appears as a nude, pale-skinned anorexic humanoid. It stands 2.38 meters tall, and it has little to no muscle mass. Its arms are greatly out of proportion to the rest of its body, measuring 1.5 meters in length. SCP has no hair anywhere on its body. Its jaw is 4 times bigger than an average human jaw, and its eyes are completely devoid of pigmentation, making them completely white. All other facial features are similar to humans. It is unknown if SCP-096 is blind. SCP-096 also does not show any higher brain functions beyond locating its victims. The personality. SCP-096 doesn't show much of a personality. It mostly stays in a fetal position and cries to himself. When its face is looked at, it cries more heavily before furiously going after its prey. With SCP-5731, a music box which speaks in a female voice, the thoughts of the nearest non-sapient organic creatures was put near 096 in its docile state. It repeated the phrases, "so sad" and "ugly, ugly," which correspond to its usual state. When 096 was in its enraged state, 5731 began saying complicated equations of aerodynamics and physics in order to calculate the best ways to get to its victim. This suggests that although not sapient, it has high intelligence and is capable to think. When the Foundation used SCP-978, a camera that, when it takes a picture of someone, the photo it produces shows the individual's biggest desire. To take a photo of 096, the picture showed the same containment cell which held it, but without 096 itself. This possibly means that 096 doesn't want to live or exist anymore. In the tale, The Engine of a Film, The Fine Game of Nile, 3 researchers plan to fix 096's problem by using SCP-035. The plan surprisingly worked, as although 035 was able to walk through 096, 096 not only retained control over its body, but became somewhat sapient, talking to the researchers in full sentences and displayed a very friendly personality, even agreeing to do pranks on their fellow researchers, including Dr. Bright, Dr. Clef, and Dr. Crow, who joined them. Much to the annoyance of 035, who was forced to stay with them. After celebrating Spring Break 2015, the 3 were sadly forced to return 096 in its usual state to its containment, but before removing 035 from 096's face, 096 confessed that it also had a great time and would not forget them. However, once a year, the same researchers put 035 on 096's face to have fun again with their friend. In the video games, SCP Containment Breach. In SCP Containment Breach, SCP-096 appears wandering around the heavy containment zone of the facility crying. When SCP-096's face is looked at, it goes into a stage of emotional stress for 40 seconds before hunting down whoever viewed its face. SCP-096 will run directly to its target and kill them. If the player avoids SCP-096 for long enough, it will instantly storm the position and kill them. It also spawns in a scripted event where it brutally kills a guard who accidentally views its face. SCP Secret Laboratory. In the Secret Laboratory, players are able to play as SCP-096, which is considered one of the strongest SCPs in the game. SCP-096 appears to be the fastest SCP in the game and has the ability to kill anyone in one hit and break down doors. Once SCP-096's rage has ended, it would sit down for 10 seconds until it rages again towards the other living players. As in the original, SCP-096 would create noises and cry when sitting, though when its rage is finished, it would not make any crying sounds. SCP Containment Breach, the Unity remake. As of today, SCP-096 is not added in the game, though it's believed that it will be added when the game is finished in somewhere 2020. It's already gonna be 2021, but yeah. In movies, SCP-096, the short film. SCP-096 appears in the 23-minute movie 096. created by Clay Abele, aka Mr. Clay, as the titular central antagonist. The movie is about the aftermath and resulting interview of Incident 096-1-A, albeit with some details edited. So there you have it, SCP-096. I love talking about SCPs. I completely forgot the fact that SCPs are considered scary stories and creepypasta, whatever you call them. I love SCPs, and I'm willing to record more SCP stories. Thank you for the person who suggested me this. You just rejuvenated my love for talking about scary stuff. In the next video, I'm gonna talk more SCPs. Leave down in the comment section below if you want what SCPs would you like me to talk about, and if you want me to play the dip my toes back in SCP Containment Breach, I'll be happy to do so. So that's all I really had to say, guys. So yeah, thank you for watching. By the time this video is recorded, it's probably it's still 2020 when this video is recorded, New Year's Eve. But if you're seeing this on New Year's, Happy New Year to you guys, and I hope 2021 will be a great year for Tag Fee as was 2020, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye bye.